Hey there, guys, it's Mia here. I am so excited, and I've got a personal story this morning I want to share with you about gratitude, and it is my only goal is to support you with a thought that might create change for you. So this morning, I just got back from dropping off my youngest for his orientation for his sophomore year. So it's so exciting for us. He's a sophomore, and as you know, last year was COVID, so there was hybrid schooling or remote schooling most of the year. So Matthew didn't have the opportunity to get to meet his classmates. So all this week, he has been meeting his friends at school, doing the orientation activities and classes, and he comes back each and every day with these stories about his friends, about his school, about how blessed he is, how excited he is to be able to finally connect and reach his friends, how amazing his school is. And it's been pretty amazing as a parent to, just to hear over and over again. And here's the other part. My oldest son went to the exact same school, an amazing school that afforded him the opportunity to get over $600, almost $700,000 in scholarship money, 2 full rides. He became a nationally ranked speech and debater at this school. Just did some really incredible things. Great, and amazing school. But he transferred. My oldest son, Patrick, transferred into the school from another school he had gone to for about 9 or 10 years, since he was 4 years old. And all he could ever think about when he was at the new school was the old school. And all he ever talked about was what the kids at the old school, what they were doing versus what he was doing, even though what he had available to him was amazing, was incredible, even though the fruit that he was able to generate because of that new school being amazing was obvious, right? It was there. So here's a note about gratitude. When you have a blessing in your life, if you can only think about what you do not have in your life, you'll never be able to appreciate what is in front of you. The moment that you have something that's great and amazing, and the only question that you have is, about what somebody else is doing or what someone else has, then you aren't being grateful for what you have in this moment to be able to seize it. The thing that's interesting, and I'll share this with you, is Matthew's language all week long has been nothing about any of that. It's all been about being present for what he has. It's being thankful in his heart for what he sees, what he experiences, the kind of relationships he has, the kind of access he has, the kind of support he has. And because he's able to see that, he's able to experience the fullness of that. So I wanted just to share this quick lesson with you guys. I hope I'm not making you dizzy because I'm sitting in my egg chair. I hope this isn't making you dizzy at all. But I want you to get this point. That look at where you are right now in your life, in your world. Look at the gifts that have been given to you, bestowed upon you, that you have access to for whatever reason. They're your gifts. But they're only your gifts if you can see them as presents. If you're looking over to see what somebody else opened or what they got or what they didn't get, and that's the way you frame what you've got going on in your world, you'll never see the blessings that are there in front of you. And I can tell you that for sure. And, just as a general thing, I always try to practice gratitude in my life, in my world, because it allows me to be present with what is in front of me, not thinking about what was, what could have been, who shot John, right? Like all of that. But really, ask yourself that right now. And I hope that this message in some way shifts you. I always like to come on with, just messages from my life and my world. Hey, Lori, you know what I'm talking about, Lori. Is that a lot of times people are so focused sometimes on what they didn't get that they can't see what they have right there in front of them, what you did get, okay? And because of that framing, you'll never really be able to experience what I call the fullness of joy, which is what I experienced watching Matthew, each and every day when he comes home from school. He's like, oh my God, this was the happen. I met these people and I have this opportunity at school and I could join this club and I can do all these things. And he's talking about it because he's able to be present and he's grateful for what he has. So he's not thinking about, unlike my oldest son, what he didn't have, what he's missing, what somebody else got that he didn't get, right? Despite the trappings of his amazing success, right? Even if I asked Patrick right now, tell me about, your school, he would not talk about it with the fullness that Matthew talked about it, because he was always framing everything that was going on for him by another person's lens, another person's experience. And you got to understand, what's for you is for you. And in order for you to fully experience what's for you, you got to be present to that, and you got to come with a grateful heart. All right. I love you. I hope that this supports you. I hope that you each have an amazing day. Okay. And I love you. Just know that I come here I try to come here each, a couple times a week to inspire you to act, because growing a great business is not just about running a business. It's about building a life that you absolutely enjoy being in. And that's important. And sometimes it's those small tweaks, right, that really make all the difference. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you soon.